Hi Mark, this is Mark's Tech Vlogs on YouTube, and today I'm going to review the Switchbot Video Doorbell. Now, after teasing it a while back, Switchbot have finally released their video doorbell, and I've had it at the time of recording about 3 weeks. And as far as video doorbells go, this one is actually fairly unique because it also comes with an indoor display. That means you can easily see at a glance who is outside your door without having to reach for your phone. You can even use it to communicate with people on the other side. Now, Switchbot have sent me this product to review, which means I haven't paid for the product, but this isn't a sponsored video. They're not paying me to make it, and they will have no idea what I'm going to say until this video goes live. And really, this review is split into two parts, and I will put chapters below. So initially, I spent about a week testing out all of the features and seeing what it could do and playing around with it at home. But then for the most part, it's actually been used at my mum's house. And that's because I think this is actually the perfect video doorbell solution for someone who is less tech savvy. Alongside that, however, if you do have a Switchbot smart lock, this might actually be the perfect video doorbell for you, and I'll explain that as we go throughout this review. So in this video, I'm going to talk about all of the features, I'm going to talk about my experience of using it, and let you know what I think about this new product from Switchbot. But let's start off with price. So this is going to cost you about £160. Switchbot do, however, offer it as kind of part of a variety of combinations with things like their smart locks, and there's also always voucher codes on both Amazon and Switchbot's website. I've got links below to both of those, including a voucher code for the Switchbot website. Realistically, as I always say with Switchbot products, you will never pay full price. There's also the option of a £45 solar panel to go with it. This means you will never have to charge it, and I personally recommend, if you've got somewhere to fit that, going for that as well. Now, this does make it one of the more expensive video doorbells out there. However, when you consider there's the indoor screen as well, but also that you're never going to need a subscription, I don't think it's bad value for money. So let's talk about design. And of course, there's two parts to talk about here. So the doorbell itself has a largely silver body with a large button at the bottom. This button lights up when it detects motion. The doorbell has a speaker on, a microphone, and then at the top there is a camera with two lights. These light up when it's dark and motion is detected to help you get the best view at night. The base has a rubber cover over a USB-C port, which is used for charging or plugging in the solar panel. Then on the back of the device, you've got an on-off button. There's also the options to mains power this if you want to as well. So if you wanted to permanently power it with the mains instead of using the solar panel, you could do that. Then you have the inside part. This can be wall mounted with an extra kit or just freestanding with a little kickstand. This has a hard wired plug, so you want to make sure you get the country right when you order. On the front of this device is a display, and this shows the time, lock status if it's paired with a lock, Wi-Fi status, and the battery level of your doorbell. Immediately under the screen are 4 buttons, and these are used for different controls, and then the base has 2 large white buttons, an answer and a hang up button. In all honesty, I don't think Switchbot are going to win any design awards for this, but it's kind of practical and it doesn't look bad, it's just not modern looking. And I personally think they've gone for function over form, and I always think that's the better choice if you're not going to do both. So let's talk spec. So firstly, as you'd expect for a video doorbell, the outside part is IP65 water and dust resistant. The camera is a 2K camera with an ultra wide view. Thanks to the lights, it also has colour night vision. Now, because of the viewing angle, it's not going to pick up packages left on the floor, but it does pick up a good width. The battery inside is a 5000 mAh battery. Now, Switchbot say this will last for 570 days on one charge, but if you use a solar panel, you won't need to charge it, and the same goes if you go for the mains powered option as well. It also supports motion alerts, and it can send these to the display as well, even if the device isn't connected to the internet. It's also compatible with some third-party services, including Home Assistant and Alexa, but I've not tested those because I don't use them. Sadly, it is not Apple Home compatible at all, although the box does say it is Matter compatible. However, at the time of recording, Matter doesn't support video. Now, that inside part does take a memory card, and it comes with a 4GB micro SD card, although you can expand that if you want to. That 4GB card, Switchbot say, can record about 3,500 event recordings. And of course, when it fills up, it'll start wiping over those again. Switchbot do offer cloud storage if you want to pay for that as a subscription, but personally I don't think anyone needs that. It also supports an anti-theft mode, which means if someone tries to remove it, it will make an alarm and send you a notification. One of the more innovative features is it does actually have NFC built in. And this is where pairing it with one of Switchbot's locks is actually a really good idea. And that's because you can use an NFC card on your doorbell to open your lock. Now, I tested this with my Switchbot Lock Ultra and it responded really quickly. It's for that reason, if you already got a Switchbot Lock, this might be the perfect video doorbell for you. And it's basically because you can have an easy kind of fob-based or card-based way of opening your front door from the outside without anyone knowing you've got a smart lock. For volume, that indoor chime is up to 100 decibels and is pretty loud. You can adjust this in the app if you want to. In all honesty, this device is packed with features, so let's move on from that and talk about installation. So you can install this device with the included sticky pad or the included screws, and it's up to you which way you do it. It also includes an angle bracket if you do need to angle it slightly. This is about 45 degrees. Now I did actually end up using this. If you have a solar panel, it has a really long lead, but will need to be screw mounted. Now personally, I would recommend pairing it and setting it up before you install it, just so you can use that display to see kind of whether you're getting the angle and the height right. To pair it, you head into the Switchbot app, you hit the plus button, you find the doorbell, and you follow the instructions. This includes adding it to your home Wi-Fi, assigning it to a room, and giving it a name. You can then also change various settings, including whether that display is always on or goes to sleep, the loudness of the chime inside and outside, and options like setting night vision mode. And of course, you can also bind it to a Switchbot Lock. You can even copy across any NFC cards you've already got set up with something like a Switchbot external keypad. In the doorbell settings, you can choose if it recognises all motion or just certain motion, including humans, and then with use of AI, pets and vehicles. You can also set sensitivity, schedules, recording time and detection area. So let's talk about using it. And as I said, I used it for about a week just playing around with it and testing it and checking out all of the features, and then I installed it at my mum's house. So firstly, as a doorbell, it works really well. It responds quickly when someone rings a bell, and that display gets a video feed straight away just pop up on it. This gives you an easy chance to see who's at the door before you answer it. If you want to, you can use the buttons on the display device to speak through it, or you can even trigger one of the pre-programmed messages. You also get notifications come through to the app, and these come through really quickly. What you don't get, however, via the smartphone app is a little thumbnail. By default, when it comes to app notifications, only the ring, device disabled, low battery and offline notifications will come through. But if you want motion notifications, you can turn those on as well. One thing I would say is that the video feed does load really quickly onto the display device, and it's not slow loading to the phone as well. And actually, even when you're not on the same Wi-Fi network, it does still load pretty quickly. Although of course, if you're on mobile data, that will vary depending on the speed of your mobile network. The two lights on the device really do help you give you coloured night vision. And the video quality is pretty decent. As I said, in terms of Apple compatibility, whilst it's Matter compatible, Matter doesn't yet support video, and so you can't get anything onto Apple Home. When it comes to playing back through video, you can easily do this in the Switchbot app. You can browse by date, you can easily see the type of video, so whether it's a ring or motion, and then you can also watch those clips back in the app as well. These all come from the local memory on that device that lives inside your house. If you want to save video, as I've said with previous Switchbot cameras, I do find this a little bit tricky and not very intuitive, because you basically have to hit the record button in order to save that video. The little download icon, which you'd expect to download it, actually just downloads a screenshot. I do wish Switchbot would change this and just let you easily save a clip rather than having to record it and watch it. As I said, the local storage with Wi-Fi means that you don't need a subscription with this, and you can still access video wherever you are in the world. I also like that the screen and the app also give you the option to run some quick replies through the doorbell, which means you don't actually have to speak through it. These are pre-programmed and have a set of voices you can choose from. You can also sound the alarm through the app and turn on the little lights. Finally, speaking through it is nice and easy, and voice does come through pretty clearly. And actually, the idea of having that separate screen and device on the inside of your house does make this the perfect video doorbell for someone less tech savvy or maybe someone older. It's also just really convenient because you haven't got to load something on your phone when someone comes. You can just walk towards wherever the display is and see who's there. But we should probably ask if there's any downsides. And firstly, whilst this isn't an issue for my use case where I've given this to my mum to use, actually not having Apple Home compatibility would be a big issue if I was using it for my home, because I like having everything in Apple Home. Secondly, I found that the motion sensitivity, even on a kind of medium setting, is still quite sensitive. That means even on medium sensitivity, it does pick up things like wind blowing some bushes. Thirdly, if you have the doorbell speaker set to full volume, when you're playing back through it, it does distort a little bit.
Please leave the package at the door. Leave a message if you'd like to.
For that reason, I just recommend having it slightly lower. It's still perfectly hearable, but the speaker can't cope with 100% very well. But all in all, what's the verdict on this video doorbell from Switchbot? And Switchbot might not be the first company out there to do a video doorbell with a wireless display, but they're one of very few to do it. And whilst I haven't tried any of these other ones, I strongly expect what they've created here is the best video doorbell for someone elderly. That's because the controls on the actual device are really easy to use, and you don't even have to worry about the buttons on the black part of the screen. It's just a big hang up and answer, but just make it so simple to use with icons that people are really used to seeing. And so if you've got someone who does struggle with technology, but actually would like the safety of a video doorbell, this is probably a perfect thing to get for them. The tech side of things with the app does work well, and even accessing video when away from home also loads pretty quickly. The £160 price tag does make it more expensive than, say, Ring doorbells, but you don't get tied into any expensive subscriptions, and so long term it is going to save you money. You're also buying two parts with this, so you're getting the inside part and the outside part. And the fact that Switchbot even throw in a memory card is great as well. And as I said, there's regularly discount codes on Switchbot products, and so you're almost certainly never going to pay full price for a Switchbot product. If you're not going to mains wire it, I would recommend picking up the solar panel as well, just so you never have to worry about charging. But that's it for my review on a Switchbot video doorbell. If you've got any questions, stick them below and I'll answer those for you. If you do want to pick one up, I'll put links below to Amazon and Switchbot's websites. They are affiliate links, so if you use one of those links, it just helps this channel out at no cost to yourself, and I'm genuinely grateful for everyone who uses one of those links. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys again soon.